The Saga of Pine Beach, or No Beverage at the Beach Today. Today I made the classic Mendocino Coast rookie mistake. Sunshine at home, fog at the water, shorts, light t-shirt, tennis shoes with no socks, the full I forgot where I live outfit. I rolled down to the old Pine Beach Inn parking area, now Mendocino Cove, freshly renovated and looking nothing like the 1950s motor lodge it started as. Back in the day, guests used the private stairs to reach the beach, and locals slipped in along the bluff trails. Those old paths are long gone, and the new place keeps things tidy, so I cruised around looking for access. Nothing. Not a sign, not a trailhead, not even a hint of where the public is supposed to go. So I drove back up to what we always called the Ranger's House, the old state park residence that marked the edge of the Jug Handle Mitchell Creek boundary, and I parked there instead. From that point, the trail wraps around the bluff and blocks you towards a beautiful beach on the north side of Mitchell Creek. Historically, that creek marked the southern edge of the Fort Bragg Mills lands, and the mouth still shifts every winter storm. Today it was running strong, spreading across the rocks in a way that made access look like a guaranteed soaking. I stood there looking down at the creek mouth, the fog rolling in, and the guy with two dogs who were already rattled by me, even from way up on the bluff. Between the wind and the cold and the canine perimeter patrol, I decided today was not the day to scramble down. No beverage on the bluffs, no camera set up. The wind had other plans. So I turned north and followed the bluff trail, round and round and round and round, past the point, past the wind-carved shelves, past the places where the trail narrows and reminds you that none of this was ever formally built. Several trees and big limbs were down, partially blocking the trail, so there was a bit of climbing, ducking, and creative footwork along the way. That's the thing about these headlands. They're beautiful, but they're also wild, and the state never really standardized the access. Some of the old paths were private, some were lodge only, some washed out decades ago. I kept going because the trail kept going, and eventually it spit me out at the west end of Ocean Drive, right by the newly polished Mendocino Cove. Clean lines, fresh paint, a whole new look. A far cry from the Pine Beach Inn we grew up with. I passed a roped-off driveway with a no automotive access sign posted on it. A little further up the road, I looked back and saw a tiny rectangular sign, postcard size. It simply said beach with an arrow pointing back the way I came. That's the story of this whole coastline. The beaches are gorgeous, but the signage is an afterthought. 5,000 steps later, I made it back to my car. Still no clear way down to either beach. Beautiful beaches on both sides of Mitchell Creek, and not a single obvious access point. But I did reach that point north of Mitchell Creek where the bluff drops down towards the creek mouth, the same spot hikers mention as the Little Cove, and I did follow the bluffs all the way north until the trail looped me back inland and delivered me to Ocean Drive like a slightly confused homing pigeon. Next time I'll crack the code, because this stretch, Pine Beach, Mitchell Creek, the headlands, and the newly reborn Mendocino Cove, it's too beautiful not to film. After today's grand tour of fog, wind, downed trees, and trail signs the size of postage stamps, I've made myself a promise. Next time I head down to Pine Beach, I'm showing up on an actual sunny day. Not the kind where the sun is shining at home and the coast is plotting a cold ambush. I'll be dressed like someone who's lived here more than 5 minutes. Layers, real shoes, socks, maybe even backup socks. I'm retiring the no-sock coastal explorer look for good. I'll bring the camera, the beverage, and a little more common sense. Pine Beach, Mitchell Creek, Mendocino Cove, I'm coming back. And this time I'll be ready. Thanks for tagging along on this little coastal adventure. If you enjoyed the wander, hit that subscribe button. It's free and it helps me keep exploring these Mendocino corners with you. See you on the next one.